Hello people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, I'm Tess. Subscribe to this channel and do not forget to press the notification bell so that you can be notified every time I upload a new video. Today, let's talk about budgeting and how we're going to manage paying our bills on time. So obviously bills are going to be different and they're going to have different amounts that they're supposed to be paid for. So what you do, the first step of ensuring that you pay your bills on time is or you manage your bills on time is to organize your bills. So you can list them down, you can have a list and you list them down, all of them, and they have to be realistic because you don't have, when you talk of budgeting, you don't have to skip any small detail or anything. That as long as it's a price, it should be there. As long as it's a bill, it should be there, no matter how small it is or no matter how big it is. It's supposed to be there on the list, so it has to be very realistic. Do not skip anything, because once you skip it in between the month, you're going to have some problems managing it. So we have to manage all the bills on time. So what you do, you list them down and you ensure that they are going to be realistic according to how you pay them and when you pay them. So the other thing is you consolidate. After listing them, consolidate your bills. So there are some bills that are going to be paid on the same day. There are some bills that require others, or they're going to be, we can say that there are some bills that are going to be paid before time. That is, you pay them before you use them. So such a thing. So you consolidate them, plan them, or organize them together, or group them. You can group them according to even how you get your money, because people are paid differently. So according to which money pays what bill, so you can consolidate them so that it becomes easier for you to pay them when the time comes. So assemble them together. Those ones that are paid on the same day, you assemble them together. That is what we call consolidating, or consolidate your bills. The other one is you schedule your bills per paying time. So schedule them according to when they're supposed to be paid. When we talk of something like rent or mortgage, it's going to be paid at a certain date or before certain date. That is, you're supposed to plan for that. When you talk of something like electricity bill, you're supposed to plan for that also. Maybe it's going to have a different date from the rent or other things, so it's going to be different. So what you do is you schedule your bills per due date. That is, when is it supposed to be paid? What's the due date? What's the date as per which it's supposed to be paid before that date? That is scheduling your bills. So you can schedule your bills. You put the due dates on those bills, so that you're going to be aware on which day what bill you're supposed to pay. The other one is, after scheduling them, now you can use your phone calendar. So the Android phones or the iPhones usually have very good calendar, where when you go to the calendar, there is somewhere where we have the reminders and the events. So you can schedule them in the events and you set some reminders. So this will ensure that you're not going to be late to pay your bills. You pay your bills on time, and the calendar is going to help you on the event. It's going to pop, so it's going to give you an alarm on what event or what bill is supposed to be paid when. So the reminder is going to alarm you before time for payment of the bills. So if you don't have the calendar, we also have the bill apps or the paying bill apps. They are going to be there. You can download them. There are so many. So according to the one that switches you, or the one that will fit you. So we have those bills. We have the ones that are offline. You can even use them when offline. Others you have to use them when online. So those ones, they are going to be a reminder or an alarm to ensure that you're not late to pay your bills. So after scheduling your bills, now you have the due dates. You go to your calendar, your phone calendar, or your bill apps. Then you're going to put them there according to their due dates, and then every time it's going to pop, or it's going to remind you to ensure that you're not late to pay any bill, because we have a lot of things to do. Sometimes we forget, and it's not our fault. It's just because we have a lot to do. So to ensure that we are not late to pay those bills, we're supposed to put them on those apps or those phone calendars, so that they can pop out and remind us when to pay. So the other one is, if possible, you can set an automated payment for some things, especially when we talk of things like rent, mortgage, those bills and other things. So those are just examples I'm giving. So those things or those bills, there's a way that you can automate the payment, because these are bills that are going to be there until when maybe you have your own house to live, or you will own your own house. Before that, if you are renting, or if you are having an apartment that you are renting, then you have to pay, or you have to pay the rent according to how you pay. So it has, sometimes it's easier, especially if you have a bank account or a SACCO account. You can automate the payment. So you just go there, and then you're going to talk to those people in charge, and then there's a certain amount that you're so what that amount that you're supposed to pay for, it's going to be taken away from your bank account and paid during that date. So instead of you going there to withdraw the money, then you go pay, or you go take the money and then go pay the rent, what they do is they automate. So every date, maybe if it's on maybe 5th of every month, they just withdraw the money from your account, and then they pay to the respective people they're supposed to pay the rent. So that is just an example I'm giving. So there is a lot of things that you can automate payments, especially when you're paying for something, maybe for something like a car. There are some people who pay for cars in advance before they get them. So maybe they set a certain amount where it's going to be withdrawn, and it's going to be paid until they are done paying. Then they'll go and correct that maybe that car. So that is just an example. It usually works well when you have a bank account or a SACCO. Those are the ones that I know as per now that they are working with automated payments. So I'm not yet sure whether we have automated payments on our phone accounts. I'll research on that, and then I'll keep you updated. Then the last point is, do not let your bills be on top of your earnings, because this one is going to stress you the whole month. And if it's not the whole month, it's going to stress you at a point in a month. So ensure that your bills are in within what you get, that is your earnings. And for a better person, or for a good person who saves, or a person who is focused on saving and budgeting, ensure that your budget is always below your earnings, so that whatever you have, whatever extra you're going to have, you can invest, you can save, you can do a lot of things. You can have emergency funds just in case of anything, because things just come in life and we have to sort them out. So ensure that this is a point that everybody should ensure, that your bills are below your earnings. So you are not supposed to have a lot of bills that are above your earnings, because this is something that is stressing people out there. People are living beyond their means of life, and this is some stress that you can handle. This is stress that you can handle. You can, yeah, you can manage. You can manage by ensuring that maybe if it's your rent, it's below your earnings. You have your shopping, you have everything, electricity bill, water, gas, fuel, everything. So you ensure that all those things that you're budgeting for, or all those things that you use in a month, are going to be below your earnings. So I talk about a month. I use the example of monthly payments because most of the people pay their bills every month. So that's all about budgeting, and those are my 7 ways of ensuring that you pay your bills on time, and they're not going to stress you through the month, and the month is going to run smoothly, and you're going to be able to save because you are living below your means of cash, or your means, or you're living below your earnings. You're not living above your earnings, which is going to stress you. Thank you so much for watching my video. See you when you see me in the next video.